In Skyrim, you play as the protagonist and infamous last Dragonborn who was prophesied to defeat the Nordic god Alduin and his army of dragons. Upon victory, you will have saved the world from certain destruction, including countless lives, and be labelled as the hero of Skyrim. But what if you, or rather the Dragonborn, failed, or the prophecy itself was never fully realised, resulting in a desolate Skyrim that has become void of all human life and the destruction of the surrounding world? Well, now that possibility can become a reality with the mod known as Shattered Skyrim by Scrabula. Essentially, this mod will remove all NPCs and any signs of ongoing civilization from the world, leaving most of the cities and villages in a broken and empty state. This post-apocalyptic world is free for you to travel and explore, creating a very eerie and unique playing experience. Of course, you won't truly be alone, as creatures such as giants and spriggans still roam the outside world, and the undead still occupy the ancient Nordic ruins. But bandit camps and other human areas will now lay barren without any signs of life. This removal of all NPCs also means there is no quest line for you to complete and no rewards for you to accept, which can make gearing up your character a wee bit more difficult. Other than trudging through dungeons and plundering any loot to be found, there is also an optional file that adds a series of random loot chests hidden throughout the cities and villages for you to discover and gear up your character. I very much recommend using this feature, especially if you are also going to be using some of the extra add-on mods mentioned later in this video. Each chest will give you a much needed power spike in my opinion. They also provide you with extra spells that can be hard to come by given the cities no longer have any shops or vendors to interact with. Regarding installation, Shattered Skyrim only has one requirement, being the unofficial Skyrim patch, making it incredibly easy to install and try out for yourself. Compatibility, on the other hand, is a little more complicated and greatly depends on your personal mod list, so you may need to disable a certain mod or two. But the author has also very kindly made a general list of what type of mods are and are not compatible with this version of Skyrim. Very simply, any mods that overhaul cities or towns, change the vanilla NPCs, or affect any quest lines that require a vanilla NPC or location will not be compatible, but any new world additions or graphic mods should be fine. If you are having any doubts, I would just disable the mod in question. Now, being completely alone in the world of Skyrim can become very lonely, and although it's a unique experience, you will soon run out of things to do. So the same author has also created an add-on mod, or you could say a DLC, called World Eater. This add-on includes a small main quest for you to complete, to shed some light on what actually happened to the Shattered Skyrim universe. Basically, with this add-on, the undead have now descended upon and taken control of Skyrim, populating most of the world around you, meaning as you travel down the road, you may encounter a skeleton or two. There are approximately 80 Draugr in each of the 9 holds, as well as a patrolling dragon. Just be wary of the dragon, because if spotted, it will alert all the surrounding undead of your location, resulting in a much larger encounter than you may have expected. Keeping a low profile is probably the better option, especially in the early game. Another great thing about this add-on is the enemies do not respawn, so you can slowly eradicate the undead infestation and allow Skyrim to be free of its new world order. This means you can also kill all of the Draugr in one hold first, and then attempt to attack the dragon without any extra enemies arriving. I do have to warn you though, this add-on will make each city overrun with an army of undead, as well as a dragon ready to overwhelm you and kill you if you do choose to enter the city. My advice, only attack a city when you are well equipped and ready for a massive fight. Overall, these two mods together are fantastic and make the Shattered Skyrim world feel more like a true Draugr apocalypse. To make the world even more interesting, there are several more add-ons that you can include for your playthrough. Firstly is the mod author known as Very Cuckoo, who has implemented a number of boss enemies into Shattered Skyrim for you to test your skills against and defeat. These range from dark powerful wizards who can conjure up the dead, strong dragon knights who wield large weapons of destruction, or my personal favourite, the Ebony Prince boss, who is actually a 2-stage boss fight, starting out as a frost mage who will then transform into a giant ebony warrior for the final part of the battle. Each boss does vary in difficulty, but they are all formidable foes, and I would recommend being fully equipped before attempting to fight any of them, unless you enjoy dying over and over again. On the opposite side of the spectrum, if you would rather have a few people to talk to in this barren land, then the mod author Nim Wraith has several mods that add new NPCs to the world, with each giving a small quest for you to complete. Each NPC is encounter based, meaning there are no quest markers pointing you in the right direction, you simply have to just stumble upon them by accident. These new NPCs also have intriguing backstories that will add to the history and lore of the surrounding world. There are some really great additions here that add to the immersion and world building of the Shattered Skyrim mod. Then there is also another add-on mod called Hirelings. This mod returns some of the classic vanilla followers to the world so you don't have to face it all alone. Most can be found outside the major cities and provide much needed support for taking on the hordes of undead enemies. A great option for people who enjoy having a companion to join them on their adventure. Overall, Shattered Skyrim is a fantastic mod that offers a completely fresh and original look into the post-apocalyptic world of Skyrim. Most games, or even other media such as books or movies, do not explore what would happen if the hero lost and the world got destroyed, so in that aspect it's very unique and provides an interesting playing experience. It's also essentially a survival game where it's you up against the entire world, fending for yourself and trying to survive. I highly recommend giving this mod a go, even if it's just for a single playthrough. I've been playing for the past week and it's been an awesome experience building my character and destroying the undead army. It's also still a work in progress, so expect even more features and expansions in the not too distant future. Otherwise, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again next time. Cheers.